Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter. I'm a writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com. I wrote several articles this week about the Cincinnati Bengals on FootballAnalysisOne.com. Check that out. And today we're going to quickly go through. It's been a very busy week of football. We've had spring football practice this week, so I have not had a lot of time to make videos, but we're going to get caught up over the next few days. But tonight there are some games. The UFL and the IFL and the European League of Football starts tomorrow. So I'm going to go through some predictions. We'll come back tomorrow and make some other predictions for the IFL, NAL, and European League of Football. So first we have a full slate of predictions of the UFL. Tonight on Fox at 8 p.m., the Memphis Showboats, who are 1-6, face the San Antonio Brahmas, who are 1-6. Both 1-6 teams. Brahmas played pretty well last week, but they came up short against DC Defenders. And the Showboats have seen some promise, but have not been able to finish games for the most part. I have this game going. Last time San Antonio played at home, it was disastrous against the team. So I don't have a lot of faith in the Brahmas at home. I could be wrong, but I see the Showboats coming out winning this game 15-14. 15-14, with over-under total points of 29 points. I see the Memphis Showboats on DraftKings are 1.5 point underdog, making the Brahmas 1.5 favorites. That usually means it's a picking game. You get 3 points for being at home normally on these Vegas sites. So if I was going to bet on this game, I would bet Showboats with the points. I think they'll keep it within at least 1.5 points. I suspect they'll win the game. So the safest bet would be Showboats with 1.5 points. And I have this going on the under. Okay? Alright. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. on Fox, Michigan Panthers travel to the Houston Roughnecks. This is most likely the Roughnecks' last attempt to get back into a playoff race. I have this game. Well, I know the Panthers run the ball well. They have Bryce Perkins, who's playing the best football in the league at quarterback. They have a good defensive line. Houston Roughnecks have gotten some things done lately with Jalen McClendon at quarterback. They've been able to get some things done. Okay. They beat the Brahmas. They lost last week, I believe. Okay. So I got this game going on the road. Michigan Panthers winning 26-17 over the Roughnecks. Total points would be 43. Vegas agrees. They got the Panthers at a 6.5 point favorite. Houston Roughnecks 6.5 point underdog, and over/under total points at 44.5. I got this game going under 43. Okay. Tomorrow afternoon, Birmingham Stallions after the next game in the afternoon tomorrow. Birmingham Stallions travel to St. Louis Battlehawks. This is a potential UFL championship game preview. Really the two best teams in the USFL XFL conference so far. They're both 5-2. I have this game going 22-21 for the Battlehawks because they're at home. They got a big home crowd. I think that'll make a difference. They're very similar teams. They can both run the ball. They both have decent quarterbacks. Stallions have a lot of injuries at quarterback though. So I could see this going either way really. But I got the Battlehawks winning 22-21, 43 points scored. Vegas agrees. DraftKings has this at 1.5 point favorite for St. Louis Battlehawks. Over under 39.5. So I would be, if I was going to bet on this, I'd pick the Birmingham. I don't bet, and you shouldn't bet either. But if I was going to bet, I'd pick the Birmingham Stallions to win and with the points. That way, if they don't win, they lose by 1. You still win. I think they'll win. I think they'll lose by 1. Okay, Sunday at 12. Arlington Renegades 3-4 travel to the DC Defenders, 5-2, kind of like the Houston Roughnecks. This is the last opportunity for the Renegades to get back into a playoff race. This will, based on the Battlehawks. If Battlehawks win and DC wins, Arlington Renegades are out of the playoffs. They're eliminated. It's a big game for the Renegades. They come with injuries, though. DC Defenders have played well, except against the Broncos. And the Panthers. They lost to the Panthers, too. I got this game. I think the DC Defenders defense will win out because Arlington didn't have enough oomph on offense. So I got DC winning this game at home, 24-21. Total points scored is 45. I have DC as a 2.5-point favorite. Well, DraftKings has DC as a 2.5-point favorite. I think they'll win by 3. So I suspect they'll cover. They got total points at 42.5. I got it going over. So I pick, if I was going to bet on this, which I'm not, I would bet on the money line on DC Defenders. And I take the over. I have the last 2 games tonight, and then several games tomorrow, and a game on Sunday. I'm just going to talk about tonight's games real quick. They start very soon. Tonight at 8:05 p.m. on the IFL network. Tulsa Oilers at Quad City Steamwheelers. Tulsa's 4-2. Quad City 6-1. I have Tulsa winning this game 46-44. Total points being at 90. I also see, so I got Tulsa winning the game 46-44. I think Daquan Neal got injured last week. I think that'll make an impact on the Quad City Steamwheelers. So I have Tulsa. Well, I don't think they're a better team. I think they're a better team right now. I have Tulsa putting the second loss on the Quad City Steamwheelers because of Daquan Neal's injury. I don't know if he's back or not. They may not know if he's back or not. DraftKings has Quad City win this game by 3.5 points. They're 3.5-point favorite. And a over-under at 79.5. I think I would go with Tulsa with the points. And I'm going over on this one. Okay. Also tonight at 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time, IFL Network, Tucson Sugar Skulls, who've gotten some things done recently. With Jorge Reyna at quarterback, are traveling to the Bay Area Panthers. I don't think the Sugar Skulls can knock them off, but they might. They knocked off the Arizona Rattlers. I have this game going because of Bay Area's defense. Bay Area winning 37-34. Total points of 71. DraftKings does not believe in the Tucson Sugar Skulls as much as I do. And they got the Bay Area Panthers as a 10.5-point favorite. Sugar Skulls is a 10.5-point underdog. And the over-under at 79.5. So if I was going to bet on this, which I'm not going to, I would pick Tucson with the points. I think they'll keep it closer than 10.5 points. And I got this going under. If it goes over, Tucson loses by a lot. NAL, last night, game was played. Colorado Spartans traveled to the Idaho Horsemen. Idaho needed to win that game to get back into a playoff race. They have 3 weeks left in the season. Colorado came out, ran the ball, moved the ball well. Idaho turned the ball over, struggled to move the ball. Colorado Spartans win the game 68-20. Not completely knocking out the Idaho Horsemen from the playoff race, but essentially knocking out the Idaho Horsemen from the playoff race. There are 3 games tomorrow in NL. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. Also, firing up this week. Week 1 of the European League of Football. It's now going to be played on Fubo TV. So they have the European League Football Game Pass. I don't know how you feel about international purchases, but I don't really trust them. But Fubo is carrying the Elf games. I don't know how many. I don't know when. I don't have Fubo TV. But I do know that in the first game tomorrow, The Fehérvár Enthroners from Hungary are playing the Wrocław Panthers from Poland. Now, last year, I selected the Fehérvár Enthroners as being a team that would break out, and they did not. They got a few extra players. I think they'll compete early on this game, but I think Wrocław will pull away. I got the Wrocław Panthers winning this game 36-14. Second game tomorrow, we got the defending back-to-back Elf champions Rhein Fire traveling to Paris Musketeers, big-time contender. Although they're going to be without quarterback Zach Edwards, we'll see how that affects them. Rhein Fire have lost their quarterback as well, and Glenn Tunga. I believe that'll make a huge difference in this game. So I'm calling Paris Musketeers a favorite to win this game. I think they'll play better than Rhein Fire. I think their losses are less impactful than Rhein Fire's. So I have Paris winning this game 24-21 in Paris. If it was in Rhein in Dusseldorf, I could see it going the other way. I think Paris will win this game 24-21. Should be a good game either way. Okay, number 3 tomorrow we got the Hamburg Sea Devils traveling to the Madrid Bravos. Hamburg Sea Devils has struggled the last 2 years, really struggled. Madrid Bravos blew it up, made the playoffs last year. They've lost some pieces. They've also gained some pieces. So I think right now Madrid is coming in as a better team over Hamburg. Hamburg's going to have to find its way. I don't know how they're going to do that. They've made a lot of changes. They have chemistry issues on offense. I got Madrid winning this game in Madrid 35-12. Now there are a bunch of games on Sunday. I'm going to talk about those tomorrow. Also tomorrow we'll catch up with the NFL news, UFL news, things like that. Hope you have a good night. I'm going to enjoy the Brahmas versus Showboats game and some IFL games and see how it goes. We'll see how our predictions do. We'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you have a good night. And if you enjoy the predictions today, subscribe to our channel and like the video. All right, well, have a good night. Football Scientific is out.